Hello sports fans, it is Monday, September the 30th, the year 2013, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Hope you guys had a great weekend, hope you caught some of the games over the weekend. Let's recap what went on, starting in the NFL. Let's go to Buffalo, where the Buffalo Bills beat the Baltimore Ravens 23-20. The Bills go up to 2-2, the Ravens drop to 2-2. This was an awful performance by Baltimore. Flacco had 5 interceptions yesterday. 5 interceptions. He couldn't have played any worse. So a nice job by the Bills. It's funny. You watch the Bills against the Jets last week. You look at them and you say they can't win any games. Here they are at 2-2. And Baltimore, just when you thought they were coming around, they had the nice win against Houston last week. They fall flat on their face in this game. I mean, Flacco, 5 turnovers. Nice job by Buffalo. Terrible loss by Baltimore. Let's go over to Cleveland, where the Cleveland Browns have now won 2 games in a row. The Browns beat the Bengals 17-6. Nice job by Cleveland. They are showing a lot of improvement the last couple of weeks. Defense played well. Hayden shut down A.J. Green. Hoyer doing some nice things at quarterback. We love the tight end for Cleveland. Cleveland's starting to put together something. I mean, do I think they're a great team? No. But they are tied for first place with Baltimore and Cincinnati. They're all 2-2. Very nice job by Cleveland. Cincinnati, what are you doing yesterday? You can't get in the end zone against Cleveland? I mean, I know it's a big rivalry. I know Cleveland's improved, but you can't get into the end zone? Bad performance by Cincinnati. Nice job by Cleveland. Let's go to Detroit, where the Detroit Lions beat the Chicago Bears 40-32. Lions up to 3-1. Bears take their first loss. They're down to 3-1. I mean, this was a sloppy game. There's turnovers all over the place. The Lions just blew this game open in the second quarter. They had 27 points in the second period, had a huge lead. Bears did rally late, but the Lions really had control of this game most of the way. Really nice job by the Lions. The Lions can score with anyone. Their offense is lethal. Stafford is a good quarterback. They got a good line. Reggie Bush in the backfield. You got Johnson on the outside. The Lions are a handful on offense for anyone. Got to improve a little bit on defense, but I think the Lions are going to be much improved this year. Listen, the Bears were due for a loss. I think the Bears are a good, solid team. I don't think they're a great team, so I'm not surprised they lost here on the road. So the Lions get the win. Lions go into first place at 3-1. Let's go to Kansas City, where the Kansas City Chiefs demolished the New York Giants 31-7. Kansas City up to 4-0. Giants are 0-4 and finished. The Giants are horrible. They can't do anything, either side of the ball. I mean, they can't play defense. They can't play offense. They can't play special teams. Kansas City, the opposite, much improved in all phases. Andy Reid doing a great job. Smith doing a tremendous job at quarterback. Chiefs have a good defense. McCluster had that impressive punt return yesterday. So the Chiefs are much improved at 4-0, and the Giants are finished. I mean, 0-4, they can't get out of their own way. I cannot believe how bad the Giants are playing. Nice job by the Chiefs there. Let's go to the game in London, where the Minnesota Vikings beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 34-27. Vikings get their first win. They're 1-3. Steelers drop to 0-4. The Steelers defense looked old yesterday. 2 more turnovers for Pittsburgh. Peterson running all over Pittsburgh. Castle filling in for Ponda played well. Simpson, no one could cover him. The Steelers defense finally looks old to me. I mean, they got shredded by the Vikings yesterday, and then throwing a couple of turnovers. Same old Steelers. They're 0-4. They are done. Roethlisberger said they're the worst team in football. I think Jacksonville's the worst team in football. I do get his point. They're one of the worst. Minnesota gets the win. Let's go to Jacksonville, where the Indianapolis Colts bomb the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-3. Indy up to a solid 3-1. Jacksonville's 0-4. They're the worst team in football. Gabbert looks lost. I mean, Jones-Drew has not been the same now in a couple of years. Their best receiver is still suspended. They'll get him back this week. Jacksonville's going to get the #1 pick. They are that bad. I mean, they don't just lose. They get drubbed. So Indianapolis gets the win there. Let's go down to Tampa Bay, where the Arizona Cardinals beat the Tampa Bay Bucks 13-10. Arizona's 2-2. Tampa Bay 0-4. Is there a stranger team in the league than Tampa Bay? What a bizarre team they are. Palmer to Fitzgerald at the end of the game puts Arizona up. Fitzgerald put a nice move on Revis to get open in the end zone, so Arizona rallies from 10-0 down. Tampa Bay ugly. Glennon filling in for Freeman. 2 big interceptions in the fourth quarter. Tampa Bay can't move the ball from here to there. Their defense plays hard, but they have no offense whatsoever. Tampa Bay is a bizarre, strange team and a bad team. 0-4. I don't know if Shiano lasts. I just don't know. Don't know about Glennon as the quarterback. I mean, they are just a complete mess. Tampa Bay probably going to trade Freeman. Arizona, hey, they're 2-2. I would never think it. I mean, you look at Arizona, you think they're like 1-3, 0-4. They are 2-2, so that's respectable. Nice job by them on the road this week getting the W. All right, let's go to Tennessee, where the Tennessee Titans drubbed the New York Jets 38-13. Tennessee up to a surprising 3-1. Jets down to 2-2. This was all Tennessee from the start. This was a blowout. Geno Smith was awful in this game. Locke did get hurt for Tennessee. He's going to miss 4 to 8 weeks. That's a big loss. Fitzgerald will replace him. Fitzgerald did throw a touchdown pass in this game, but I am not a big believer in Fitzgerald. Tennessee, much improved this year. Much improved. Like what I see from them. Hey, the Jets, come on. I mean, we knew this was coming with the Jets. I mean, they're going to have a lot more of these type of games. We don't expect a lot from the Jets. Geno Smith has been thrown into the fire. I mean, he's got some ability, but he makes a ton of mistakes. The Jets don't have a lot around him. You kind of expected this from the Jets yesterday. Tennessee, much improved. They get the win. Let's go to Houston, where the Seattle Seahawks beat the Houston Texans 23-20 in overtime. Seattle up to 4-0. Houston down to 2-2. This was a horrible loss for Houston. They're up 20-3 in this game. They're up 20-13 late in the game. Houston has the ball in Seattle territory with about 2 minutes to go, up 20-13. What does Matt Schaub do? He throws a little floating pass up for grabs. Sherman picks it off, runs it into the end zone, ties the game. Seattle wins in overtime. This was an atrocious loss for Houston. They should have never let this game get away. Seattle stole this game. Nice job by Seattle. They won the game. They had a lot of their offensive linemen out. So Seattle, nice job coming back. Wilson had a lot of big scrambling first downs in this game. Nice job by Seattle. I don't want to take it away from them. I like Seattle's team. This is on Houston. You have got to put this game away. This was a terrible loss by Houston. This was a statement game. I mean, you should win this game in your house. You let a 20-3 lead slip away. Matt Schaub, what are you doing? You want to be an elite quarterback. You can't just throw the ball for grabs there. Awful loss by Houston. They are now in 3rd place in the division. Terrible loss by Houston. And they're out in San Francisco next week. Houston, better pick it up. Now, I know it's early. I don't want to press the panic bucket button. Look what happened last year. Last year, Houston ran over Baltimore early in the year. We thought Houston was going to the Super Bowl and Baltimore was done. Baltimore ended up winning the Super Bowl. So it's very early. Teams can get hot at the end. I don't like Houston's body language. I don't like their way to play in these games. And I certainly do not like the way they lost yesterday. Awful loss by Houston. Matt Schaub, it's time you step up. You want to be an elite quarterback? You can't do what you did yesterday. This game was on you. Awful loss by Houston. Great job by Seattle yesterday. Let's go out to Denver, where the Denver Broncos just plastered the Philadelphia Eagles 52-20. Denver up to 4-0. Eagles down to 1-3. Eagles, I think, are finished. This was all Denver. To me, the Eagle coach, Chip Kelly, is going to be back in college in 2 years. I mean, there's no way he can enjoy this. I mean, the Eagles are giving up like 30, 40, 50 points a game. They have no defense. Now the bloom is off their offense. I mean, we thought this was going to be an incredible offense. The bloom is off the rose with the offense. I think Chip Kelly's back in college in about 2 years. Watch him coach Cal in a couple years. I cannot believe how bad the Philadelphia defense is. I mean, I didn't expect them to win. I figured they'd get blown out in this game. But they are giving up points to everyone. And now the offense isn't even scoring. So this is a total train wreck in Philadelphia. I don't like what I see at all from them. I think their season is over. They may only be a game behind, Dallas for the division. They're going nowhere. I mean, they are going absolutely nowhere, Philadelphia. So nice job by Denver. Denver right now looks like the best team in football. But as we've said, let's see what Peyton Manning can do in the playoffs. He becomes a different player in the playoffs. Let's go out to Oakland, where the Washington Redskins beat the Oakland Raiders 24-14. Redskins get their first win. They go up to 1-3. Raiders down to 1-3. Oakland was up 14-0 in this game. They're up 14-3, and Flynn throws a pick six the other way. Flynn's filling in for Pryor. That changed the whole game. Redskins rally. Oakland had a million injuries in this game, and the Redskins get a much-needed win 24-14. I still think Washington's got all kinds of problems, but they needed this win just to keep their season alive. Listen, we don't expect a lot from the Raiders. We're not going to get a lot from the Raiders. I mean, I don't know what to make of Matt Flynn either. I don't know if he's any good. We have to see more of him. We'll see if Pryor comes back next week. but the Raiders got all kinds of issues, and this was a terrible loss. You're up 14-0 early in the game in your building, and you don't score the rest of the way. Terrible loss by Oakland, and a nice job by Washington. All right, let's go out to San Diego, where the San Diego Chargers had a nice come-from-behind win. They beat the Dallas Cowboys 30-21. San Diego up to 2-2. Dallas down to 2-2. I'll tell you, San Diego's playing hard this year. Rivers is playing out of his mind. Cowboys are up 21-10 at the half of this game. They don't score the rest of the way. Nice job by San Diego's defense. Nice job by the Chargers. I mean, I didn't think they were going to win this game. And the Cowboys, it's these type of losses that always keep the Cowboys on that second tier. They had a chance to just go up in the division by a couple games, take total control of the division. What do? They blow a 21-10 lead to San Diego, and they end up losing the game. Typical Cowboys in this game. I mean, they cannot stand prosperity. They just can't. Every time you think the Cowboys are going to take off, they have one of these games. So nice job by San Diego. Now, San Diego still got some issues. They are playing hard this year. Couple of breaks here and there. San Diego could be 4-0 this year. So nice job by the Chargers yesterday. San Francisco, of course, had the win on Thursday night. We covered that on Friday. Green Bay and Carolina had the week off. So that was your scores. Oh, I'm sorry. Left one game out. Don't want to leave this game out. Atlanta, New England last night. New England beats Atlanta 30-23 on Sunday Night Football. New England goes up to 4-0. Atlanta drops to 1-3. This was a bad loss by Atlanta. I thought they were going to respond in this game. Their defense looks terrible. A lot of guys out. A lot of young guys on defense. Don't like what I see at all from Atlanta. Steven Jackson out. I mean, New England is unbelievable. With all their guys out, they still keep winning. I mean, Wilfork goes out now with a torn Achilles. I mean, how good was the cornerback yesterday, Talib, for New England? He shut down Julio Jones. And Julio Jones, before the game, was saying no one could guard him. No one could guard him one-on-one. Talib shut him down last night. Then you get the usual from Brady and the offense. They just plug in different guys. They all make a contribution. New England 4-0. Does anyone do a better job than Bill Belichick? I didn't think they were going to win this game. They did. Danger time for Atlanta. If New Orleans was ever to win tonight, Atlanta's 3 games behind them for the division. Atlanta is digging themselves a big hole. Now, it's early. I like Atlanta. But they got to pick it up, especially on defense. Their defense has a lot of injuries, a lot of young guys. They didn't look good at all last night. So nice job by New England. They're 4-0. Atlanta, very disappointing, 1-3. Of course, tonight we have the Miami at New Orleans game. That's a nice game. As far as next week's schedule, real quick, here's next week's games. Thursday, we have Buffalo at Cleveland. Very interesting game. Who would have thought it? And you have a lot of good games on Sunday. New Orleans at Chicago. Very good game. New England at Cincinnati. Very good game. Detroit at Green Bay. Good game. Kansas City at Tennessee. Good game, although the Tennessee quarterback is out. Seattle and Indianapolis. Very nice game. Jacksonville, St. Louis. No comment there. Baltimore, Miami. Another nice game. Philadelphia Giants. That game has lost its luster. Carolina, Arizona, mediocre, I'd say. San Diego, Oakland, Denver, Dallas, nice game. Houston, San Francisco, nice game. Let's see something, Houston. You're going to put up an effort this week, or you're going to let the Niners run all over you. And Jets, Atlanta on Monday night. Not the greatest Monday night game. 4 teams have the week off next week. Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and Tampa. Those are all teams with losing records. So that's kind of where you are in your NFL. We'll go through the standings tomorrow. As far as the college football from over the weekend, I had another nice week picking the games in college football. I went 6-4-1 against the spread. I am now 23-11-1 against the spread. I mean, we're just having some fun. I don't mean to take it too seriously, but I am picking pretty well in college. I also had a nice day in the NFL yesterday, which was good because I had a bad week the week before. Anyway, some scores from college, some of the bigger games. Georgia at home had a huge win over LSU, 44-41. Georgia goes to 3-1. LSU takes their first loss. They're 4-1. Huge win for Georgia. Murray leads them down the field in the last couple of minutes to take the lead, and then the Georgia defense makes a stand. Not much defense played in this game, by the way. It's funny. The SEC has now become an offensive conference. I mean, Alabama, Texas A&M was a shootout a few weeks ago. This game was a shootout. Not a lot of defense being played in the SEC or throughout the country, to be honest with you. A lot of high-scoring games. Much needed win for Georgia. Keeps their season alive. Georgia has a light schedule the rest of the way. Could run the table. Could get to the SEC championship game if they win that. Could get to the national title game. So a much-needed win for Georgia. LSU's still alive. This loss doesn't kill them. When you lose one game in the SEC, you're not dead. LSU runs the table. They beat Alabama. They could win their side of the SEC. They could get to the title game. So this loss does not kill LSU. But Georgia had to have this game. Remember, Georgia already lost to Clemson this year. Couldn't afford another loss. Very, very nice game. Very exciting. The fans in Athens were tremendous. So Georgia gets the win there. Alabama at home shuts out Mississippi 25-0. Alabama finally flexed their muscles this year, played a complete game. Mississippi was not ready for this game. A lot of freshmen, a lot of young kids weren't ready to go into Alabama and win. Ohio State at home beat Wisconsin 31-24. Ohio State stays undefeated. Wisconsin now has 2 losses. Ohio State was in command of this game by 17. Got a little sloppy late in the game. Wisconsin rallied, but I never thought Wisconsin was going to, catch up or take the lead or actually win this game. Ohio State wins. Ohio State's just better than Wisconsin. A little more speed, a little more talent. Oklahoma beat Notre Dame 35-21 in Notre Dame. Terrible job by Reese, the quarterback of Notre Dame. He never let Notre Dame get in the game. He throws an interception right away. Oklahoma runs it back. Then he throws another interception. Oklahoma scores. Before you look up, we're 2 minutes into the game. It's 14-0 Oklahoma. Too many turnovers for Notre Dame. Reese not good. I mean, remember, Reese is filling in for Golson, who's suspended this year. Golson, to me, has a lot more upside, as the Notre Dame quarterback. He should be back at Notre Dame in the spring. You should see him next year. Reese is okay, but he's not great. He's just an okay quarterback. He was terrible this last week and didn't give Notre Dame a chance to get in the game. Every time Notre Dame got close, they made another mistake. Oklahoma also a lot more team speed than Notre Dame. Oklahoma stays undefeated. West Virginia pulled a nice upset against Oklahoma State. Didn't see that coming. Very important win for the West Virginia coach. Kiffin fired at USC. If you've heard me in the past, no surprise here. Arizona State drubbed USC. Kiffin fired that night. And also the UConn coach was fired after they got bombed by Buffalo. No surprise there at all. So that was kind of some of your doings from college football over the weekend. It was a decent week in college football. All right, as far as your Major League Baseball, we are now in the playoffs. Here we go. Tampa Bay and Texas are tied for that last wild card spot. So they will play a one-game playoff tonight in Tampa Bay. The winner of that game will then play Cleveland in the wild card. So you have a lot of crazy stuff going on. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati will start their one-game wild card this week as well. They will play one game in Pittsburgh. The winner of that will play at St. Louis. The Dodgers will play at Atlanta. No Matt Kemp. He's out for the playoffs. We'll keep an eye on Ethier. He also has a sprained ankle. So the Dodgers, couple of injuries here. Detroit plays at Oakland. And as far as the winner of the Cleveland, Tampa Bay, Texas thing, the winner of that will eventually play Boston. I don't know if the Red Sox are going to play till next weekend. I mean, you got Tampa Bay, Texas tonight. Then the winner of that's got to play Cleveland. And then the winner of that finally plays Boston. You might not see the Red Sox till this weekend. So baseball getting going this weekend as far as the playoffs. Alvarez, a no-hitter for Miami. The Marlins actually won it 1-0 in the bottom of the ninth. I was interested to see if it went, 9 innings, no score, were they going to send Alvarez back there for the 10th inning? But Miami does get a run in the bottom of the ninth, so nice job by Alvarez pitching a no-hitter there. All right, so you guys are all caught up for today. Tonight, you have the big baseball game, Texas at Tampa Bay. That's the play-in game. Winner plays Cleveland. Very interesting game. Want to see a nice crowd in Tampa Bay tonight. I want to see a nice crowd. I know they have trouble drawing sometimes. I hope they have a full house there. They need the home field advantage tonight against Texas. And, of course, you have the big Monday night game, Miami at New Orleans. 2 undefeated teams. Very nice game in the Superdome. I mean, those fans are tremendous down there. They get all decked out. Some of the craziest fans in all of football. Okay, you guys are all caught up. You guys, tomorrow we are going to review the Monday night game. We'll touch on the baseball a little bit. And we'll review anything else going on in the sports world. Wednesday, college picks. Thursday, NFL picks. And Friday, we'll preview the weekend. Wednesday, I may have a little special guest for you. I may have a special guest to do the college football picks with me. So stay tuned on Wednesday. You want to tune in for that special guest with me picking the football. You guys, thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in. You guys stay safe. Enjoy the baseball and the Monday Night Football game tonight. I will talk to you tomorrow, Tuesday. Take care.